You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got an update. Some more revealing information about Indiana's pursuit of the Bears, or in this case, what we find out, the Bears' pursuit of Indiana. Because the governor of Indiana has really pulled back the curtain a little bit, and it's like, oh, that's very interesting. So it seems like it all narrows down to the fact that that Illinois did not want to jump in and help the Bears with a dome stadium. By the way, that dome stadium has been approved by Indiana. This is getting very interesting. All right, very interesting. Front office sports, there is now a fully approved bill in Indiana to help fund a new domed stadium for the Chicago Bears, while the legislature in Illinois are scrambling to catch up to the rapid developments in neighboring state. As expected, the Indiana Senate approved Thursday funding framework for a stadium and mixed-use development in Hammond, Indiana, in the state's northwest corner. The bipartisan measure passed by a 45-4 vote following a similarly overwhelming approval by the state House on Tuesday at a 95-4 margin. This is where it gets even more interesting, folks. Indiana Governor Mike Braun, an outspoken advocate of bringing the NFL team across the border, quickly signed the measure into law. The legislation will create a state board to finance bonds towards the stadium. In a Thursday appearance on the Pat McAfee show, Braun bluntly said Indiana's opportunity came heavily from nearly 3 years of political inaction in Illinois. Damn, I told you guys. I kept saying, your politicians in Illinois was ignoring the Bears. Ignoring the Bears. Wow. You voted dudes in the office that literally got rid of your football team. Yikes. Quote, they came to us. We did not try to lure them. Braun said of the Chicago Bears, quote, they were being told bluntly by Illinois, you've got to build your own stadium. We're not putting any tax dollars into it. We never got ahead of our skis. Wow. The Indiana public funding, somewhat similar to the structure used to build Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, would be backed by a series of local taxes. Those would include doubling the hotel tax in Lake County, Indiana, an admissions tax on stadium events, and capturing the taxes from mixed-use development around the venue. The House and Revenue Finance Committee in Illinois, meanwhile, also passed a, quote, mega projects bill that would allow the Bears or any other large developer to negotiate tax rates with local municipalities. This particular issue, worth tens of millions of dollars to the team, has been the hurdle preventing the Bears from simply building on land that they already own in suburban Arlington Heights. The 13-7 committee vote was along party lines. Wow. 45-4 vote in Indiana, 95-4 vote in Indiana, 13-7. Just let the Bears walk. Illinois doesn't want them, evidently. At least their leadership doesn't. The passage moves the bill to full state House. There's no guarantee of the further movement, however, as division overall, the Bears issue persists between Chicago area delegation and downstate Illinois legislators. That group is particularly interested in what happens to the Soldier Field area after the Bears leave, and roughly $500 million in outstanding debt from a 2003 stadium renovation. We've got some things to work on, including Chicago, what happens with Chicago, and the Chicago package. Democratic State Rep Cam Buckner told Chicago Sun-Times. Good God. Even with Indiana funding legislation, a signed deal with the Bears for the team to move and build in Hammond not necessarily imminent, the Bears are still waiting to see what may emerge from Illinois' legislators in the coming days. It's interesting. Also forthcoming are preliminary environmental findings in Hammond site near Wolf Creek. Quote, Indiana has taken important steps over the last few months and are grateful for the leadership reflected by Governor Braun signing SB 27, establishing the framework for the stadium development in Northwest Indiana. We continue to work on the necessary due diligence and appreciate the ongoing engagement with Indiana state and local leaders. Wow. 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 I got to tell you. Yeah. It's crazy, but none of this is unprecedented. All right? None of it's unprecedented. Again, the Giants and Jets are in New Jersey, not New York. You know, the Patriots, New England Patriots, are not in Boston. The Niners are not in San Francisco. I mean, hell, the Cowboys are in Arlington, and they got facilities up north around Frisco. The Texans are about to make a bit of a move too. You know, with some of their facilities. None of this is unprecedented. The Chiefs are moving to Kansas out of Missouri. That's a done deal. I mean, look, the Bears are going to go wherever their business, they're going to go wherever they feel like the business will thrive. And it sounds to me like the people in Indiana understand all of the employment and the money that's going to come into the area from having the Bears there. Either Chicago didn't know how to turn that into real money. I don't know. They couldn't figure out how to profit off of it. The state of Chicago, does that surprise absolutely anybody? It doesn't me at all. And then you factor in horrible crime. I mean, crime is an issue here. I said the other day, I did videos on Black and White Network and on Black and White Sports 2 and on Black and White Sports about crime being a thing with the Bears and people not necessarily feeling safe to go to games. That was out there floating around. And, I mean, Brandon Johnson, JB Pritzker, sleep at the wheel. Is what it is. Tell me what you think. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're still subscribed. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.